Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. Wherever you are, hello. Alright guys, how's things? Okay, so I've been promising to do this for a while. So I thought, of all places to start, I'm going to start with my own main patch. So we're looking at, today, so I'm looking at this is my normal gigging patch on the Neural DSP. Absolutely, what a unit! By far the best unit I have used. I haven't used the Fractal yet, to be fair, but I've used loads and loads of others, and yeah, it just you get what you pay for, which is quality, to be fair. Okay, so if you've probably heard from that start, love it, absolutely amazing. Now, what we're going to be doing in a second is I'm going to be talking you through my setup. It's a little bit strange. It's essentially 2 amps in one, but I'm using it as one as a clean, one as a dirty. I'm using and utilising the scenes function on the Neural DSP. This patch is up. It's on my. If you look at on my profile, I'll pop my profile name up in a second, so you can click on it and find me on the Neural site and download this patch. Now, before I go any further, right? So I'm going guitar straight into the Neural. From the Neural then stereo XLRs out into my mixing desk. From my mixing desk then into my DAW. Okay. Now I do apply some EQ on the mixing desk, but I basically do that for our live. So basically, what you hear basically is my live unrestricted sound. The only difference being is I'm hearing it through the speakers as well, whereas you're hearing it through my DAW. But there we are. Yeah. So. You're not, if you just after this exact tone and EQ, you're gonna have to have a little fiddle around with it. Maybe try altering the global EQ a little bit, okay, to compensate. But what I'll do, yeah, so I'll take you through my setup. Okay, so let's hear my main overall filth. So, and today I am using my best. No, there's no Gibsons involved within this this video. This is my peachy. It's a Gibson Les Paul Classic that my other half treated to me for my 50th. It's a 2020, if I remember rightly. 21 actually. 2021. It's absolutely, I love this guitar. So my 2 main guitars when I'm gigging, generally speaking, you will see me kind of using some other bits and pieces, but I would say is what this Les Paul and that Strat there. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to, after we're having a look at this, is see what it sounds with the Strat as well. Now again, the Strat, bear in mind, Strat's got a Seymour Duncan hot rails in the bridge. Okay, because I prefer something just a bit more meatier on the bridge. So let's have a look at this. Now I'm over to the quad Cortex. So this is via Cortex control. So what we'll do is we'll take you through the first line. Yeah. So straight away we're using. There we go. Hang on a second. Parameter editor. We've got our utility plugin gate. By the way, guys, all of the different parts of this, none of it is my own captures, so they're freely available on the normal Cortex for you to download. All right. Anyway, so we're going back to it now. Yeah. So I've got a set at 57 as well. As you know, I've got A nice full-on rich driven over-driven tone. Okay, so nice and easy there. Next in the chain we've got the Boss CS3 compressor. I normally have the sustain up a little bit more, yeah, just to help it a little bit, but it's not compressing that much, to be honest. More sustain for sustain. I found that's my go-to, to be honest. It doesn't really colour the tone that much, although you do have a tone on there. Let me try it without. So this is without. There's not that much difference in tone, yeah. But it does give that extra little bit of just a little bit of beef. Okay, I'll come to this next one in a second, because I'm going to use it just for this one tone, this one scene. I'll take you through the other scenes and how it all works together as we go along, alright? So, the next one, yeah, is a neural capture Cocoa Boost. Again, this one is actually available, the Cocoa Boost is available on the Cortex cloud. Yeah, just download that. Absolutely love it. I tell you who I got it from was Pete Thorn. And you're gonna get a lot of bits and pieces from Pete Thorn. What a tone master he is. It's just phenomenal. His tones are just stunning. The PTR 100 he uses is just, oh my god. I like a nice, almost, how can I say this? Sometimes Marshalls sound a little bit brittle. I'm not a huge fan of the really high gain amps like diesels and stuff like that. Mesa Boogies, I find, I don't know what it is about them. I know I should like them, but they're okay, yeah. Lone Stars are stunning. But this is the boy in a second we'll have a look at, which is making the main tone of this. So I'm using the neural, the Cocoa Boost, neural capture of that, gain. So I'm basically not using it as an overdrive, I'm purely using it as a boost. I tell you what I love about neural and their captures. So when you actually get a capture, you still get the choice of adding a bit more bass, middle and treble into it, and volume and gain. So you get the original capture as it is, with everything at 12 o'clock, but you can tailor it to yourself. Love that. Amazing. Anyway, right. So that's my Cocoa Boost. This is the beast. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Pete Thorn. This is a capture of his 1972 Marshall JMP50. JMP50s. So you got your JTM45s, then you got either side of that you got JCM 800s. In between then your JMP. There's so many different people that use these amps. I'll tell you what, one of the first people that actually put me onto this amp was Phil X. Because he uses, have you seen his barbecue grill? That amp sounds fucking phenomenal. Honest to God, I mean that. You see what he's done? He put like actual barbecue grill on the front of it to try and cool it down a bit. It does sound absolutely fucking phenomenal. Well, Pete Thorn, buddy, thank you so much for the capture.
I'm going to capture my old Marshall JMP50, capture the amp, capture the pedal, put it in there, and then build like around it just like I would with a real rig, like maybe add some reverb.
I'm going to capture, it's my stock 1972 50-watt JMP Marshall. You can see the EQ and volume settings I'm running right into the top left volume 1 input, and these are kind of my stock rock and roll settings with this amp.
Oh my God, I am in love with it. Yeah, so let's have a look at this now, but without the Cocoa Boost. So yeah, it's just adding that little bit of top end to it. It's just pushing the front end, the preamp, a part of the circuit then, or of the capture, a little bit. Oh, stunning, absolutely stunning. So there's my settings I've got for that. It's just a little bit behind travel clock on your gain. I like a nice, rich, fat bottom. Take that as you want. However, yeah, sometimes you can be a bit unruly. In the band that I'm in, so the other guitarist you got a Neural DSP, and he uses a GCM 900. He likes the more the treblier sort of sound. I like the more bottom end of sound, but not treading on the bass. So between the three of us, we get a really nice broad section of frequencies. Works really, really well. Anyway, so back to this, yeah? So then what I've got after this, bit of tone sculpting, is a parametric 3-band EQ after it, where I'm just rolling off a bit of the tops. Okay, so this is with can you hear that just extra fizz? Back on again. So it just, I mean, we're tickling again, a bit more bottom, but just tickling that bottom, and we're just taking away that bit of fizz off the top to tighten up the sound. So just click through these, yeah, and the 10K one. So okay, right, now where do we go? We go, hang on, let me get rid of that in a second. And then so that's all on our first line, yeah. So I've got a fair bit of the CPU usage being used for the couple of captures on the top line. So that one processor is dealing with the main tone. Then we come down into the third row 3. Okay. So where's my parameter? Yeah. So this is what I'm doing now. Is I'm using a split. Basically, this is a splitter. This row here is for my cleans. This row here is for the different scenes for my overdrive. Yeah. So I'll come again to this row in a second. Yeah. So there's that's what I'm doing here. I'm splitting on this scene here now, because if I went now to a clean, yeah, you can see what it's doing. So I'm using level to A, level to B. So I'm splitting at that point, depending on the scene. I'm going between row 4 or row 3. Okay, right. So that's my split. So at the moment that's coming back down into here. Okay, where I've got the most useful effect ever invented for guitar, EQ. So let me have a look at this. This is what's tailoring me, giving me my full fat bottom end. Yeah, I love that. Watch your output. Now this I use quite cleverly sometimes for different guitars. If I don't want to use it with an expression pedal for leads, yeah, for my lead boost, what I'll do is I'll boost this. I'll set a different scene, and I'll boost this using just the EQ output. All right. Right. Where are we now? So that's my EQ. Let me do it without off. What a difference. What a difference a day makes. Yeah, it just... So on the amp you get your bass, middle and trebles, yeah? With this you get, with an EQ after the amp, okay, you get just that extra level of just your extra level of control. Now that capture, yeah, you notice now on this level, on this line now, there's no speaker because the capture has already got the speaker on the capture. I'm not entirely sure what the speaker cab is. Pete Thorns is probably amazing anyway. But yeah, so this is my I'm using the graphic EQ now for just really properly sculpt my tone. Right. After that then, I'll come back to these in a second because that's for another some other scenes. I'm using the new Pliny. Now I'm using the Pliny one just through. I think it's a really nice reverb. Now that can be any one of the normal reverbs that come with the Neural. Yeah. Off. Now, people ask me, especially for home use, that's probably way too much reverb. For live use, I like a fair bit of reverb. The reason being is because it just gets lost otherwise. If you just have a teeny bit of smidgen, I like almost like no. Again, this is personal taste. Yeah. When you think of a theatre actor or actress, yeah, if you have a look at their makeup, it's about 5 inches thick, because from a distance you can't see it. Tell the devil, it looks normal, but up close, yeah, it looks really thick. Same thing with effects. If you're just going to tickle like a phaser, if you're going to tickle a chorus or whatever, you're hardly going to hear it in the mix when it comes to a live environment. This, I feel it just gives that extra fatness and wide and width. Yeah. Again, that I'm using the Pliny, but you can use any one of the normal sort of reverbs. What's out there? I would say I normally go for either type or less plate, or just a plate. Maybe a hall, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, that's up to you. That's what I've got now, is the Pliny one on there. Right, and then finally, what I do then is I use the whole tone expression pedal, and I set the normal level then at 90, yeah, and when I then all the way down to 100. So yeah, so I get that coming out of it. Let me show you though. What I'm doing is also at the end, so coming out of my, oh sorry, actually, 1 and 2, yeah, coming out, because that's going back to here and to the mixer, yeah. I'm coming out and I'm just reducing the output a little bit to try not to. Now I've been told that this patch is really, really loud on someone else's gear. This is where you really, I would say, you can turn the outputs down a little bit. You got to watch with some amps because they can just come with a volume, which then affects the almost like the power amp stage of the amp, which is going to affect your tone. This is where you can use the overall out and bring it back a bit. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking off a fair bit of volume there. So I'm driving the amps, but then I'm throttling it on the out. Alright guys? Right, okay. So I'm using that now for okay, delay. So I add a little bit of delay, so that's my I say it says comp because I know it's been used. It's my dirty sound with a compressor built in. Yeah, comp delay. So that's my yeah. So that's my, I would say that's probably my main lead sort of tone. Okay, so that delay that I'm kicking in there on that scene. Okay, so I'm using this is stereo digital delay. So that's my settings there, and on that page there. Okay, right. Let's have a look. So the bottom row. So my bottom row here, yeah, I would say is my more overdriven tones. So let's have a look at my semi-dirt. So I've taken off the delay here. Let's get that back down. I've taken out the cocoa boost. I've taken out the compressor. So all I've basically done now is I've gone to the actual amp itself, and I just back down. It gives me a nice, almost like AC/DC kind of tone. Of course, I can just, because I got no compressor pushing it all together, it cleans up, which is really nice. Okay, so that's the main part now for the my sort of semi-dirt sort of tone. Then we do a bit of Bryan Adams. So Bryan Adams. So all I'm really doing there is I'm adding in the chorus. So it's like it's the boss chorus. Actually, no, it's not. I'm not entirely sure. because the chief ones are normally the boss ones, aren't they? But yeah, that's the one I just found was the nicest red and a bit more obvious. Right, okay, at this point now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over to the Strat. So let me mute that a second. Oh, God, this thing weighs an absolute ton. I love it. Oh, my God. Oh. Fuck. Right, okay. So this is a Japanese-made Fender Strat. Proper Strat. No Chenders. And we're going to pop back onto, make sure this is in tune. We're going to pop that and see what it sounds, those patches now sound like with a Strat. Okay, bear in mind as well, we're still using a humbucker, although it's a Hot Rails, a single coil sized humbucker in the bridge. Okay, that sounds like this. Yeah, lovely. So I could do a gig with that, with a Les Paul. I could do a gig with this all the way through. 2 sets, job done. I take the 2. I do tend to use for the second set with a bit more rocky stuff the Les Paul. However, that's got plenty of bite behind it. Delay. Yeah, love it. Semi-dirt. And the Bryan Adams patch. Yeah, love that. Absolutely love that. Love it. Proper 80s. The battle that's the band I do anyway. Okay, so now let's have a look at the other amp I normally use on this. So I have done a lot of the time. I've used 2 amps. My old patch that I used to use was using a Plexi 50 and the normal Plexi 50, which is built-in modelled on the Neuro, and a modelled AC30 as well, the standard model, not a profile. I loved that. That was nice because the AC30 gave it the top, and the Plexi gave it that grit. Yeah. Okay. However, since I've been using this Pete Thorn profile, I don't need to. It's got everything. It's got all I want. At the end of the day, it's that tone just does everything I want. Yeah. Okay. Right. But I also do a lot of cleans. So what I do, I'm going to reach now for the. This will probably give you an idea roughly what it sounds like. So those of you who haven't discovered the amazing talent that is Mr. Stephen Rothery from the band Marillion, look him up. Oh my God. I would say I mean, one of the biggest prog rock bands in the world. The band has been running since I think it was the early 80s, I think it is. This man is his tones are absolutely to die for. One of my all-time favourite guitarists. So what I've done there now is I'm on the bridge and middle. So I use this for stuff like the Pretenders. The engine behind this is of Captain 50. So that's the Morgan. Oh, sorry, is it the Chieftain or the Chieftain or the Captain? Captain Morgan. Let me have a quick look a second. It's the Captain 50. So Captain 50 amp. So what's it built on? Yeah, I think it's the Morgan. Yeah, the Morgan SW50. Thought so. Yes. What a beautiful clean amp. Yeah, just who's players who use it? The Toast and the Bassi, Aaron Marshall, Josh Smith, Dave Nassi, Juko Suzuki. Never heard of half of those, apart from Josh Smith and Toast and the Bassi. Yeah, absolutely beautiful amp. So I'm using that. So what I'm doing, so it's coming in through the top here, here now in one. Ignoring all this, because all this is also all switched off. All the top line, coming in straight in. I'm now popping this now onto this line here, so going left. And what I use then, again, is a Cocoa Boost, but a clean Cocoa Boost. Just adds a little bit of top, just a little bit of push. Yeah. So it's warming that amp up, that amp tone up, going into the Captain 50. So there's got the gain down, bass down, middle and trebles I've got up, bright on, yeah, low boost off, master, straight up to 12 o'clock, and then just setting my levels. Yeah, so what I'm also doing then is I'm going into and pairing that with the 212 Zilla Open Gold in stereo. Okay, love that. To be honest, I think all I've done, yeah, I haven't even had to change any of the high pass or low pass filters on that. I think that is just standard. With the Dynamic 57 and Ribbon 160 as standard, just yeah, absolutely love it. I think that's probably one of my go-to cabs. And then using the EQ again to tailor my tone. So let me go back to the start again. So this tone now without. It's adding that top end as well. Now I could do that with the EQ, but I feel it pushes the amp just that little bit. It gives that extra little bit of warmth. There's my EQ then. Again, I'm using the Chorus 229T. Let me have a look at that which one that's based on. Chorus 229T. What's it based on? Called Cortex. So that is the TC Electronics TC2290. So the TC Electronics. I've had some cracking TC Electronics stuff in the past. That's my chorus. I'm using, again, the digital delay in stereo. There's my settings there and there. The vast majority of this, to be honest, I just left alone. The only thing I'm really changing is stuff like the width and the mix feedback and so on. Then, instead of using the Pliny now this time, I'm using the plate reverb. Okay? And there's my settings for that. Again, I use the volume then if I'm using an expression pedal. Just, I don't know, sometimes if it just needs that little bit of output. Okay, right. Let's have a look at the Rothery Clean. So that one there, same thing but without delay. Lovely, absolutely beautiful tones. And then just using one then when I've just taken the chorus off. Again, so you basically just the amp with a little bit of reverb. What a beautiful amp. Absolutely stunning. A lot of people use the deluxe reverb, the Fender Deluxe reverb, especially one of the new ones. I just like the Morgan because I feel it's got a bit more of a warmer, richer tone, not quite so toppy. And then the last one that I use on this patch is a Morgan Drive. So all I'm really doing here, so I've taken off the chorus, I've taken off the delay, but I'm now adding in, again, the compressor's off, I'm adding in a good old Boss SD1. Probably my favourite overdrive pedal, which I've used and used and used over the years. Absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, that's my tones, guys. It is downloadable from the Neuro Cloud. Again, what I would say is get hold of that Pete Thorn amp. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning. What a beautiful capture. There are so many shit captures out there for Kemper, for all different flavours. That is a really, really, really good capture. So, anyway, guys, what are we looking at? 40 minutes? Only take 40 minutes to go through my patch. I'm going to be doing some patches now over the coming weeks based on artists. So, artist sounds and tones and stuff like that. Yeah, so watch your space and see what happens. All right, guys. Well, I hope everything's good with you all, and I'll be seeing you again very soon. All right. Catch you later, guys. Ta-ra.